Hello, beautiful souls. My voice is a little off today. I got a cold, sort of, and allergies. It's this time of year, kind of the sniffles going around. So I might look weird, but I've got my hair pulled super tight. I've got eye infection, so my eyes look probably a little dopey. So I pull my hair back as tight as I can stand doing it once I'm able to start having enough hair to pull up, because I cut it usually. And I'm doing this as an alternative to tighten the scalp, because it's scalp aging that obviously ages the rest of your face. And I lost a lot of weight and muscle recently, so my thing to do is to stretch this by pulling the hair roots as tight as I can possibly stand them all the way around. And then I put on a bandana, and this is only for a little bit, like I have to gauge how I can handle doing it. So basically I'm getting the blood flow to my scalp and my hair while energetically working on fields of energy or pressure points in the body, to try to make it sound like English. It's just simply like my body teaches me things about anti-aging. And the biggest thing is self-expression in any way that you need to do it when you're doing it, when you're trying to channel. Like right now, I'm trying to push into here in my scalp because I had an issue again with the same, having to process through, let's say, the same fourth dimensional crap all over again. Because someone is doing their things they're doing, and we do the things we do. So neither here nor there, because I talked about how I deal with this stuff every month anyways, the casting back of stuff back and forth. So, but it's great because when I can process the anger and the hurt and the past tense lie that isn't the truth, when I can get rid of that and focus on where I am right now in this moment, I'm healing me. And sometimes to get over the feelings of anger and stuff, I'll do an exercise binge, or it's just like a beauty thing to me. What happens is once I get my Kundalini activated again, it has its pros and its cons, because the more I do it manually on command, working with the trees, working with my lowest aspect, my roots, myself, because I'm not separate from anything that's here on the earth, so I say it the way it fits me. And it is me. It's not separate from me. So that tree is not that god, that goddess, that naga, though it is when I'm trying to put a story across. Those things that I've connected to are me and my ancestors. So what I'm saying I'm doing when I'm connecting to the naga, the tree roots, the snake, the scorpion, that I am, because that's one of those lower signs that we're supposed to work with, the insects. Some people call them aliens too. So as energy, sexual energy, earthly energy, the Kundalini is in the symbology of everything, especially astrology. So right now, astrologically, mentally, with plant medicines, with my mind, with my third eye, which I'm going through process of clearing these karmic debts and letting them go, not for those people, but for me. That I have to go through this kind of thing where the Kundalini shoots up, and if I overdo it, then, or my goal is to overdo it, then I need to raise the energy from the earth, which we're all supposed to be doing right now. If they'll tell you that, by the astrology and by the religious and the mystics, it's when the earth is naturally doing it. So flow with the earth. So this is what I'm doing. Like, I'm investing a lot into me right now and blowing through blockages and plant medicines and doing ceremony and sending shite back to sender. And the things that don't want to be the seed of life, that don't have a soul to me, that don't want part, are not part. And so I have to take control of those things within myself to transmute that energy to the highest potential as me. And this is what it does to me. I push myself, I want to exercise, I start doing things more for the flesh because I need to come back in and be present and do that. Why? Just so I don't age? No, you don't want to age, because when you age, you get sick. And you're not supposed to get sick. You're supposed to stay healthy. So you've got to drop this mental thing of not aging being evil. And I had to, because it doesn't have to be done in the evil ways I was taught. And pretty much that was thrown in my face. Yeah, whatever. That's another long hole, blah, 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 blah. I'm not here for the game, I'm here for the message, getting it across. We're supposed to be anti-aging going into this astrological period and downloading fresh wisdom about it and bringing this heart space love that I stayed in for 2 years straight, that I wanted to share it with the whole world. When you're a leader, okay, that knowing that God that was here, the triangle down, I'm using all kinds of symbols, anything I can, astrologically, psychically, it's all the same thing. That's what the pyramid is, that's what shape is, that's what numerals are, that's what number are, that's what the netters are, that's what the guards are, that's what the elementals are, that's what you are. So I'm just breaking it down. So I'm able to do poetry again, to do art again, to do all the things that I love again. But my highest calling isn't just to stay here in my heart space, but to transmute that right before everybody here as this higher self and lower self aspect has to be in the crown, has to be in my third eye and, my crown, because that's what I want to be. What is that? That's a leader. That's Moses. That's a horned god, goddess. That's the ones that people call us the demons and the devils, because we're here transmuting for leadership in whatever way we have to. And I don't want that, didn't want to step into that, but I'm being forced into that role. Why? Because I'm surviving. Because why? This is really frickin' simple. Cast away everything else but yourself. What's the pineal gland there for? To open the third eye so that you can lead from the center of yourself for your own life. So I put myself through these things, like, so that I can force myself to let go of the beliefs of age and let go of the belief systems that are constipated and backed up with bacteria that isn't real, okay? Because when you get down to the cellular level, your cells are going to speak to you. You're aging too much, Sheila. You know you're not supposed to be doing this. And this is the Godhead speaking, meaning just that your pineal gland's working. So the more you get that thing working, the less you're going to anti-age, but the more lies you're going to have to break through. And you share as a leader, as a third eye open leader, you share this shit, and you're not scared of sharing your shit. Why? Because ultimately your crown's your crown, and you're you, and you're going to ascend ever on whatever way you choose to ascend. So I'm just speaking and sharing from a blogger viewpoint why I'm not just letting myself age. And that has to be esoterically too. It can't just be physically. Because if I see with my third eye, I can't relate to how people see when they're in their lower aspect or when they're just blissed out in their heart space. Because I know both, and I want to bring both together into me Why? So I can anti-age? No, so I can stay here as long as possible in my best, highest potential form, so I can share what's coming out of this pie hole here. Left, right, center, okay? I did the heart space thing for 2 years and I was called higher, so I'm here being higher. And that intends fighting for your life. That's the war. Fighting for your life on a cellular, physical, micro, and macro level. That is called alchemy. That's all the branches brought together. They're in you. It's up to you to decide how you do this. And I'm not telling you to go out and take people's life force and kill people. I tell you, I'm trying to find out a way to get around this. And all it is to open your pineal gland whatever way you've got to do that. And if you don't want to do that and you're not called to that because that's what magic is, then you're not called to this and it doesn't mean anything to you, so don't judge me. And I'm saying this to the left and right, to the extremes of whatever. I'm just going to be here in my center being me, trying to figure out what's the highest good and way for this. And you can see it, this triangle right here with the eye right there. That's what that hole in my face is. And sometimes I wake up and that's bleeding, and I'll tell you what that means. It's because somebody else is trying to crack it, because you're cracking it, because the whole universe wants you to crack that code. If you're meant to, you will. It's not about the Illuminati, left, right, left, bullshit, it has to be done this way, the gods take life force, blah, 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 blah. You're making it evil. They're choosing to make it evil. People will choose to make it evil. Whatever. Like, so I can see this triangle here. My sinus is swollen. You can see it even better, okay? But it shouldn't be that way. It should be flat, you know, not as visible. But this third eye right here where that tiny dent is, okay, is at the top of my pyramid. And so what I'm doing is trying to focus life on this pineal gland point. Where is that point? Within the back of your head and your skull. Okay, right here, right here. It's where you see and meet God. The energy of your pineal gland. If you're a leader, that's how you're going to have to see to be a real leader. Not with these eyes, with this eye, having that all activated so that when you meditate, you can get your answers from God all the time. And I know what that has to look like for me on an esoteric, spiritual, physical, scientific, whatever plane, and I'm going to do that and be that and share that and live this life before you as it. So when I do the Kundalini stuff, I age forward and backward. And I need to learn how to control that, because if one doesn't learn how to control that, they kill themselves. It's that simple. Now, am I going to be here serving me as my highest potential? Yes, when I know what that is and I'm sure of it. And for now, this is what it is and I'm sure of it. So pressure on these points on the head is anti-aging stuff. It's just acupuncture, acupressure. It's just your body telling you. So when I'm pulling my hair super tight and it gives that pins and needle effect, when it starts to hurt, right? Hurt, I'll take it off. Why? Because I'm trying to hurt myself? No, because I'm bringing blood to that area. Because I need my pineal gland to function better. Because if not, I don't see my highest potential or the highest potential of anybody out there in this dream that I'm hacking to work with. Why do I say it's that, even though it is not? It's an organic physical thing too. It's to be in the higher, realm. When you start seeing the highest good of all, not just your narcissistic self, but whatever, hey, if that's what you want to be in this low-ass storyline, be it. I don't get it. Thanks for being the lower aspect of myself so I can see myself. Whatever, now I do. Time to open other people's eyes. This is what being a leader and serving is. And I don't care what entity here doesn't like it, because that's not for my highest good or yours. So end of storylines. I don't care about your storyline. So I might sound a little crabby, but I did a mushroom dosing, and it gets you into this fighter mood. And when you're doing that with purposely raising your Kundalini by dance, which I know how to do, you lock the air chambers while you're dancing, and that's how I dance. When I am dancing, I am raising my Kundalini. And only do it now for me, for the right people, for the right timing. Because why? Because I can use my art now for my spiritual growth, for my trees to renourish my body, my root to renourish my body. And I don't just want to stay in my heart space, blissing out, which is beautiful, and we need those people in this earth. We do. And those who don't want to be a leader in their highest potential, and they're not called to evolve to this space and place and time, which everybody can be the Christed, in Christed. Everyone can be. It's really freaking simple. And my body taught me to be it, but I had to get rid of all the pain and suffering being a more true storyline than who and what I was. Oh, you're aging, you're getting ugly. Yeah, so you want to see me go backward, bitches? How many times do we got to do this? As many times as I need to and want to. It's my responsibility to teach my body to be its highest potential. And how do I do that around people literally taking my life force and trying to off me? And whether they do it in energetic, cruel, narcissistic ways, not knowing really what they're trying to kill in me, that's fine. That's a storyline. And also when you meet people in public who are like, I'm the law, I'm the cosmic law, I'm the Illuminati, I get to crush you beneath my feet, oh soothsayer, stupid woman who can't lead anybody. It's a storyline. The other left-hand path. Whatever. I need to heal me. And so I will do whatever I need to do to heal me. And sometimes that is just what happens with the narcissist is when you feed them and then you refuse to feed them. Energy. I'm talking about energy now, not talk, not interaction, because I can talk and interact now, but they're not getting me. They're not getting at my core. And in order to do that, I've got to exercise those core muscles literally. So also with the brain and the pineal gland and the face and the head, you have to exercise this area physically, or you lose contact with God, your third eye, which is all the stuff in the Bible talks about this being, and that's one level alchemically to look at it, because the story is playing out in the gods as you and the planets at the same time. And higher illuminates have hijacked this plane on many people, so we don't see via our third eye and grow and mature. And they will send anyone they can to cut that off of you till they can't cut it off of you anymore. And it's your birthright to be in this, to have this soul knowledge of God below, to bring it into the heart space above, and then to extend it into being a horned God, and then, move it around as you choose. And I was very into that. And I just had some maturing to do, to prove that I don't need anybody to help me to do that. I could certainly use people to help me to do that. But right now, it's just me, myself, and I. And so I'm doing to the best of my ability through what I'm experiencing right now in this body. And when I want to cut everything off and just bow to my soul, it's there and it's open and I can open it. But I can also use the lower aspect, this here, so you can, have your third eye there. You can have your third eye here, right, Illuminates? And you can have your third eye, they say, here, okay? Be the joker. No, I'm not fucking joking. Both these eyes, okay, are here in me, as me, not you, me. Though we're all interconnected, and I'll use that to the best of my ability to teach others also to do that to the best of their ability. That's called leading. And as long as I'm here, I'm going to stay in that place. So I need to bring both of these chakra lessons, the peace and the war, together in here as one. And sometimes that takes a little delving into my past and suffering in order to work those muscles, because I don't take care of myself when I'm not in both places, and bringing that war for me, the war that I'm literally going through, into balance for the highest good of whatever I'm learning and teaching and sharing. Because I love sharing, and I'm sharing. That's masculine and feminine being one right here. And my highest potential and that of others. Possibly. I don't care how many I reach or don't reach. This is a vlog. It's not the YouTube channel to make anything but a higher currency for anybody that wants it. So I said I was changing up my channel and being more open and more real, and that's what I'm doing. And in order to do that, I have to sometimes descend to ascend. That's a Christ thing, And it's not losing my way on the way, because I'm responsible for both those sides. Like, I didn't sell my soul to get my abilities. I freaking won my soul, okay? And somebody else tried to sell it. And that was, my seeing, my mage, my I mage, my storyline, my thing I created. And I needed to put that in submission to the lower chakra, the Naga, the teachers, the thing that was over the, and I'm not going to say the name right, but Gautama Buddha, were the Nagas. Yes, that's part of him now. They're over him, they're in him, they're as him, right? But they're teachers, so you can't lose contact with your lower self, because it's a teacher. If you're going to ascend in this frequency and be a psychic person, you have to have all those aspects online. Now, okay, whatever way you do that, I don't do it by forcibly taking spirits from people or trees. I get in the energy of that tree and I ask it, teach me. What do you need me to know? Teach me the highest good. And sometimes that potential is a twin flame that burns you down, or a human being that hates you, or someone that tries to off you, or whatever it is in your storyline you're meant to be. Breaking through illusory patterns that are left behind on this earth by cults, by gangs, by Illuminatis, by liars that want to take your life force. Because, the Nephilim, think of this as a story. I don't mean to insult anyone and their belief systems. The Nephilim are really clowns. Why? Because they get the vitiligo and their skin's white, and they're lower aspect angels or demons or vampires or blah, 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 the storyline goes. No, because they really are clowns. They're like the projection of all of the opposites of ourselves. And we're letting those shadows take over the world. They're shadows, Carl Jung type shadows. We who know better are letting those shadows take over the earth if we don't take control of our own selves as leaders in this new age of Aquarius. We aren't going to live in it. We aren't going to crush the shadow aspects of ourselves so that they disappear from this earth, and whatever refuses to stop being that in this age coming up, because there can't be that. If, okay, this age is truly coming on earth, and it is, because it is in us, and we create the external. So the elusive Neptunian lies and bullshits that have covered the third eye in these cult groups for so long, no matter what they think they are and which side they take, I don't care about their storylines. I just know that I'm going to be my highest self, awake while leading others, Because if I'm in my heart space, I'm just going to heal. I'm just going to sit back here and be the healer. And that's beautiful. We all need those people. They're serving in the capacity, in the God eye they were called to be right here. And I'll tell you, shit, it's hard to stay there. And it takes great sacrifice, all right? But I'm moving on up into this and transmuting that suffering and that beautiful peace I could just get lost in and never come out of. Both the heroic, healing, and the chaotic. I've heard both musics. And now I'm going to play this. I'm going to play the leader song, okay? The leader frequency. Why? Because I've always been gifted at that. And I don't want to be that. But I have to transmute what I am that I am. And that's true leading. We're all called to do that, to survive in this age so that the bullshit lies of the left, right, left don't take over our third eye, and we're able to project into reality what kind of future we like and then live as leaders and examples of this, saying, no, we don't have to sell our screams to Monsters, Inc. And I will quote that, and so I put that in the YouTube laws. I forget I'm surfing in their cosmic law, so they're going to have to surf in mine, give and take, right? So I lost my flow. Yeah, so what if laughing at these clowns of this, of the ones that think they're this, but they're really just playing an illusionary game of fake false leaders. It's time for us to flip the script and laugh at the Nephilim. And in order to do that, it takes being, now I'm saying this in angelic storyline terms of religions, okay? Which in the cloud you are beyond. In the cloud, I'm in the cloud, I'm sorry, I am beyond. I've risen again. Can't play those games. So, the angelic thought form that's created in this here now, lower aspects and those in their heart space would call me an earth angel, fitting that storyline. But I don't like to fit myself into storylines, okay? I have literally transmuted my demons. I've literally sat in my heart space for a couple of years, went back, tried to share that with the left-hand side. They didn't want nothing to do with it. But also I saw that I had all the capabilities that they could do, and that I was going to use those for my highest good and my potential, and then share that with other human beings, which means showing you how to do these exercises and telling you they exist and that they're real, and it's not an illusion. The third eye in this age of Pisces going into Aquarius now will all be baptized by the Holy Ghost in the mind. And the third eye, and I've said this before and I wrote about it, so I was attacked for it. The third eye of all those who remain will be left open. That is the pouring, the water bearer, okay, pouring the water onto the upper room. So we all have that. And the illuminates and the governments and the systems need to fall in the Aquarian age, and will, because you can't stop the planets. Okay? And yes, you can stop the planets, but I'm not going to get into that because that's not who I'm leading and that's not what I want. And that's not my highest potential in this storyline right now here in this world. So the Naga teach you. The scriptures teach you. It's all symbology. The Naga didn't come and literally sit over the Buddha so, to shade him, like he couldn't find a Bodhi tree, No, we know that tree. So the Naga sitting over, serving, are all your rays, all your energy, because why? You accepted your lower self and your lower dominion here, and you brought that up into the heart space, and you can take every single symbology on this earth and know it. Okay, so Buddha wasn't sitting with Naga behind his back. He was like me, literally in command of the lower aspects, the branches of oneself, and in the earth, in the trees, in nature, knowing your ancestors are that and you are that, and so that energy is a part of you. You don't need to steal it. You don't need to frick with it. You just need to talk to it, like I used to talk to the stars and still do. Why? Because that's me. And I get inspired by the light of the stars, and I get inspired by the ground and the things that grow up off into it, and I get inspired. So I work on this, and this is my inspiration, and nobody's going to take it from me again. And you need a storyline for that? Okay, whatever. I'm an angelic thought form, frequency, experiencing this in the now, in Sheila, and sharing it. Does the storyline get any more symbolic, less symbolic? Who am I? What am I? I don't know. I don't care. I don't need to go around telling people I'm an angel, or then I'm the horned god, then I'm an angel. I'm good, bad, and ugly. I am just freaking me living here right now. And if you don't like that storyline because you fricked with mine, because you tried to destroy me, that's your problem, not mine. Calling my energy home, calling the frequency home, calling up the Naga, the ancestors, to shield me, because that's my energy and I have a right to that. That's my Kundalini and I have a right to that. And that's my Kundalini and I know how to exercise it. And I know how to raise it in dance, holding my breath, making my body torque through every chamber like we do in dance, in order so that we can raise that and raise that energy and be the leader that we are here right now experiencing this storyline. So in other words, tightening my hair and my scalp and exercising all my muscles does this for me. It keeps me in leader mode. And I will do that in whatever way, shape, or form I have to. And that is turning within. That is saying, these pieces of the storyline that are trying to take me down are dead. They're dead. They're dead. Do you want to be part of that storyline or not? It's up to you. I don't care what your little panties in a twist problem is. It was there to serve me from the beginning. Because I had no self-confidence and lost my current, I lost it all. And that was a storyline I allowed into my energy. And it's going to serve me because it served me and it's serving me. If it serves you, great. If it doesn't, too bad. So, again, this is a long one. Laughing at the Nephilim. Laughing at the Nephilim. Christians need to learn to laugh at the Nephilim. Because that energy, that metal, that Naga is in us all. Why do you have to make it evil? Like, there was the Nephilim. How come nobody talks about the Nephilim? The ones who had to stay behind and build the temple and serve the Jews until they weren't the slaves anymore. What about that storyline? How come nobody talks about those angels? Because it's just a storyline in the currency of here and now. It's just what we all are. Stop saying you're better, religion. Stop saying you're better, Satanists. Stop saying you're better, Luciferians, Christians, blah, 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 whatever your storyline is. You're not better. You're either one or you're absorbed. Aquarian age? Yeah? That's why you're going around stealing energy from as many people as you can. And if you just be a clown and laugh at yourself because I'm laughing at you, that's going to make your storyline serve the whole universe. But you don't want to be the laughing stock. Too bad. Either you learn to laugh at yourself, narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, or you're going to disappear because I'm disappearing you. Because me and other people's storylines came down here as a fractal energy of the stars and the planets that we are, because we are all that. We're not separate. Everybody is not separate. Stop separating yourself from your highest potential. Bow to your soul. Experience that heart space. If that's where you want to stay, stay there. But if you're here to be a leader, you better have all your eyes open. Front, back, side to side. Here too, the temple. And I love everybody, because everybody that came here before me served this moment in time to be here, right now expressing me as my fullest potential. And if I've had to expose you because you wouldn't back down, because love wasn't enough, because balance wasn't enough, because this wasn't enough, because the angels ascending and descending aren't enough for you unless you can kill them in yourself. Because this is surviving, and this is preaching, and this is teaching, and this is sharing, and this is vlogging, or whatever the frick you want to call that. Because I love humanity. I love being human. And I'm here doing that, being that, as Shiva, as that vibration, right now, with my feet touching the ground, and my Naga like me, and they're protecting me, because they're my energy, because they're my ancestors, because I turned that mofo story online. Body, soul, and spirit. You have to love your body, your soul, and your spirit. But first, in order to do that, you have to cut everything off from the body, get into the center, be the core of your being, call your soul up from here into your heart space, love it, cherish it. The energy turns on like the mother-father love, and you get to experience real love of a real parent and a real lover for the first time in your life, and it's really physically inside of you, which is being born again, by the way. And then you're able to share that. And then, you know what? You have to turn on this storyline of the mother, father produce this child, and then this child, you again, is love, and your energy is love, and you bring that into this chamber, and then that chamber fulfills all the story of the Christian and Jewish and Muslim temples, because in Egypt, and name the religion, left, right, left, it becomes you in here, okay? And there is no longer religions but the highest good of all, and you're forced, motherfuckers, forced to be a leader, whether you want to or not. We're all going to be forced into this, because our third eye is going to be open. And none of us are going to be able to hide frickin' anything from anyone. You won't be able to hide that you took my life force and sold it to your friends, or RAP'd Mother Earth, or any of that. It's all going to be revealed, all of it. Do you want to live in that age, space, and time, in that frequency domain? Then cut off the storylines, get in your center, feel what it's like to be loved by the mother, father of your own male, female energy, because everything's energy, and when you die, you go on as energy. So I'm energy. All right? Your energy, love your energy, because when you're able to bring the body, lower aspect, soul, high, the spirit, soul, people call it different things, and then be the God, the spirit, the Lord, the one that controls pineal gland, the place where you meet God, where Jacob met God on the spiral ladder of ascension in oneself, in one's mind, body, spirit. But these storylines have physically existed too as human beings within us, because they're vibrations, whether you want to blame space story, or you want to blame Earth story, or you want to make it the Uranus God and Gaia and blah, 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 blah. It's all energy. How is that energy and storyline and thought form going to serve you to your highest potential? That's all that matters, because God wants you. God that's awake, that's communicating with this via the pineal gland. If you want to call that ancestors or aliens, it doesn't matter, because everything's your ancestor. Everything is alien. Everything is cosmic. The law is even cosmic, and that's learning to love yourself. And in order to be a real leader for the Aquarian age, you're going to have to freaking be in love with yourself. No skipping the heart space to stay alive forever, so you can take somebody else's soul and use that for your gain. Expose. And I was attacked because I exposed these things about the Illuminati, about the higher self, about the lower self, as a channeler. And well, guess what? I learned that channel is just where information's coming in through my pineal gland. Come on, you want to kill that? I don't. I can't. So this is why I exercise. And this is why I go in and out of stage of being the tough biatch to the heart-centered mama, because I'm learning to be a heart-centered leader. No, I'm learning to be an earth, heart, and God mind-centered leader. All those things have to be online to be a real leader. I don't want to be a guru. Been there, done that. I don't want to be a musician, a dancer, a poet. Been there, done that. I am all those things. When you see your ancestors, you are all those things. You had the potential of being all those things. All of a sudden I can sing when I couldn't really ever sustain a singing voice before. When I want to, do I want to waste my energy on that as a lifetime? Frick no, been there, done that. Go back to the stages, the stairs in Buddhism, and look at that. Look at that. The false leaders of this earth are under the enlightened demigods of the next age. And so, my channelings were political. I never called myself a star being, whatever being, and I'm so glad I never did any of this blah, 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 Pleiadian news scene, but I do identify with my Scorpio, but then I want to use all these cosmic aspects of the law, all of it. So I've got to be the law. And the people in Hollywood aren't the law. The people in the government aren't the law. There are people over that on the pyramid of ascension. And guess what? If we're all on this plane in the cross of the toroidal field, and we're all of us, I know this looks crazy, I'm trying to show symbology, if all of us were here and all of our third eyes were open, do you think there could be false political leaders? No. That storyline is going to have to cease to exist for the full Aquarian age to come in. And so I want to stay healthy as long as I can to walk in this age as a starseed. You bet your butt, because I am my ancestors, and everything's falling stars and gases and dust, like particles, photons, electrons. The photons are coming from here, the ions from here, and they're meeting in this sphere, and that's what makes one's third eye open. It's just science. It's just religion. It's just all the symbology of all the things here on earth. Here, you can do it. It's simple. It's simple. If you want this in this lifetime, the exercises to get it are simple. But you're going to meet your own inner demons, and you're going to meet people who want to steal that from you. And they're going to make you scream. But guess what? The seed is in you. That is you. That God is yours. They don't get to hijack it. If you learn to frickin' laugh at the Nephilim, to laugh at the fallen angels, because they aren't real. They're beneath you. They may be in you, and I may have days where I feel like I could just, since I was a child, literally feel like I could implode this field and blow the world up around me. Because everything is the mind, okay? And I had to, like I said before, learn my highest potential as a dark angel, a dark being, and flip that around and say, what's the highest potential for the heart, for the groin, for the heart? No, for everything, for everybody, right here existing now, within this space and time. And I will, just with this mind of God, just with this mind of God, obliterate anything that gets in my way that wants to destroy me. Or I can't lead, can I? And you can't lead. And us people who tell you how, oh my goodness, transitioning into the third eye open world is real, and there are real obstacles and real people who want to make you scream in the Monsters Inc. game. This may be an hour long, if you can tolerate it. Those of you who can't, it's okay. I'm not here to put anyone down. I'm here to share. So you need to turn it into laughter. You need to be the child again. You need to love yourself again. You need to love yourself so much that you sit down and you say, I love you, and sing to yourself and treat yourself like a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes, because that's how the Jesus is going to climb. Like, it's simple games you can play to win at this game and open your third eye and not have this whole world that's trying to destroy the seed within you, within your head, because there's a seed in each place. Lower, heart, head, okay? And the flower of life in these three main chambers has to open in each, and that's about opening up the chakras and experiencing your life. And there's super simple ways to do it, and so I hope to be able to teach that. If not, I found it here. You know what I mean? Like, I found it here. And the Illuminati and the Illuminates and the people that I dealt with, blah, 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 left-hand path storyline, are beneath me and have to be, because it's the time, it's the age. The stars say, the Nagas say, I say, and I don't need to kill anything along the way. If that's your problem, that's your problem, not mine, man. You know? And so people right away think, oh, are you a black witch? Like that's no, there's no such thing. When your storyline is open, when your third eye is open, you just need to say, no, no. And you lead the children that way. Or the children ain't ever going to come up from the lower aspect into the heart, experience love for real, and then change. And if they don't change, they don't change. They're going to die in the next age. And they don't want us to say this. They aren't going to be part of the frequency we're in. And guess what will happen as things get shittier in the world? They're going to kill themselves off, because I've watched them do it, trying to put it all on me. I've allowed myself to see these people for what they are, and I have literally just said, no, I send that back to you. And it goes back to them. It's not my frequency, you know? And if I need to send it back, I will. If I need to transmute that in love, I love you, because I will have to deal with the repercussions of that crap being in me. And I'm going to clean it up. How? By loving myself, by being my highest potential, by tightening my bun, by maybe shaving my head if I have to. You know, because I'm not afraid of this yin-yang storylines of Sheila can, Sheila can't, Sheila... No, I can eat meat. No, I can do this. All the things I was told weren't the truth are the truth. Like, oh, Sheila, you need the darkness to open up your third eye. No, you need the dark and the light. You need both. I need to sit in the sun. When I sit in the sun, sometimes that third eye pops open because it's the season. It's just the season. And then sometimes in the winter, I need the darkness and the hibernation, and that pops open, this third eye, then, you know? And in order to heal, like I've said, sometimes you literally need to cut off all the world, go into a cave, get into your space again, and feel your energy and love it on whatever level that is for you. Because it's not meant to be on the same level as everyone. And you can't be scared of dying, because that's another thing the Aquarian age won't accept. You can't be scared of death because you don't die. You just go to sleep. There's no more of this heaven, hell, yin-yang storyline. It's all here right now, experiencing this on earth in a frequency of, here I am, send me. I'm just going to talk about it. I love it. You can kill everything I love, and still I'll be here in love. And still I can watch the things I love die, because they're not going to rule over me. Because all they have to do is laugh. All they have to do is laugh those things off and love themselves. And so when they cast stuff at me and my energy goes down because the Naga come up and they're going to protect, okay? When that happens, I just get the energy going and I just exercise and I just stay in that space. And I'll just do that whenever I need to do that with the currency at the level I do it, from the fulcrum that I am, and that is going to be as balanced as I can possibly be. I ain't replacing you with me in the storyline, because we need to laugh. We need to heal. We need to love. We need to be all those things. The pain and the pleasure. Yeah? You know that storyline, lefties? Righties? I'm going to be that as the highest good for me, the fulcrum, the center, to open my third eye. That's the only reason why. Because you cannot get into the next stage of growth within this pyramid on these stages and platforms and steps and ladders right now in the frequency if you don't do that, because the astrology says that. And if you want a yin yang, then you're going to be at the lowest point of frequency of that astrology, and whatever that storyline exists in your storyline, okay, stay in there. If you want to go into the Aquarian age, you can't stay there. And that's what I said to people, and they hated me for it and tried to kill me for it, and we've been through 4 years of refinement for it, and whatever. Here I am in this age, being the Nephilim, or maybe being the Nephelim, whatever storyline suits. I'm just Sheila, and I am not letting, and you do that if it serves your point, I'm not letting people use their names on me in the storyline, or their belief systems, or anything. Right here. Stay in your heart. Do what you love. If you are, you're serving the highest good of all, because that's my highest good for all. And I'm going to teach people to be it simply and not charge them a frickin' fortune. Oh my goodness, the left hand, right hand eyes of the dollar bill aren't allowed in the Aquarian age. Get over yourself. I'm going without. I've been without. I've had nothing, and I've had everything via here. Nothing here. Get over it. Get over yourself, because I have to. You know how we're going to get over ourselves? To love and to laugh. Love and laugh. Not love, laugh, and hurt people. Not love, laugh, and KILL possibly. Because you can't say that on here. Not being crows. I don't care what your storyline is. I just stated and quoted my storyline. You want the highest good of all. How are you going to breach that? Tell me. Show me. Don't show me. Because I don't want you to die. But if you want to die, go ahead. Create your storyline. Whether you're being a narcissist on my path trying to harm me when all I'm trying to do is heal and hold space for the highest good of all, and you attack me in the mind space, and that brings your energy down, or someone sends a curse or whatever this way, and it comes back at the lowest currency in my house and serves my purpose, why will I feel guilt or shame? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just being me. I'm just raising my Kundalini. And if things around me that are dead into death fall deeper into death because my energy and currency is too high for them and they've hated me since I was born for that, too bad. I love myself. And the more you all love yourselves, the higher that frequency is for those of us who share it in love, not charge you for it in love. Then this is their eye, that's their eye, this invisible eye ain't the eye. Everything I need comes to me. Neat. Oh, but if your frequency were higher, Sheila, you'd be the better manifester. Yes, I'm still clearing my third eye. Still speaking into the world what I want. And I just spoke into the world what I want. And so now those words gotta serve the highest good of all, and the highest of me, and the highest of anyone else who heard them. So if you think that's an angel speaking or a channeler speaking, it's God speaking, because when my pineal gland is open, the God of all living speaks through me. Whatever I see that as, or want to demote that to as here on earth, I don't. I don't want to put a storyline on it. I'm not going to demote myself. I'm not going to be these yin-yang storylines. That's why I was attacked while I was channeling, because I was like, I'm Switzerland. I'm staying in my center. I'm loving myself. Well, now this center is open again, and that center is open again, and that center is open again. So we're all grounded here, whatever that highest potential is, and we're going to speak it into form. This is what the Nephilim did when they built Solomon's temple. Served in the temples, were the slaves. And then when they built those Jews up and built those people up, they turned around on them in this storyline and destroyed them, so they had to go underground to live because they were forced to. So these yin-yang storylines here will just ever perpetuate war for angelic beings. Or we're like, frick no, and we leave. If you don't get that, that's your problem, not mine. Because those are just storylines. And they will serve my highest purpose in the moment so that I can serve the highest purpose as others. So that maybe one day I can just sit here like a Buddha and share energy, because that's information, with everybody, and nobody's going to stop me. And that's how we're going to heal in this age. I don't know, whatever storyline suits me the best and highest good. For all. For all. And I'm done with riding human beings, thought waves, that don't want to wave into the next age and want to crush and destroy me. I'm sorry, I can't do that no more. Because this opened again. This literally started bleeding again. Because I'm doing such intense work. It doesn't hurt. It's like, it's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. Anyone that ever told you that ascending is scary and dirty and crappy and oh, only for the enlightened. Those are two fake storylines. You literally bow to your soul and love yourself, and then love the fact that you're attached to every dead thing and every ancestor and every past skin of yourself and husk of yourself and every demon and demoted energy of the self on earth, and you love all those selves. It opens this portal, it opens this portal, and then it opens this portal, and you're into the frequency of the next age. You see it. It's like no one can take it from you. It doesn't matter. They can't take the seed from the lower, middle, the heart, or the upper. And so in the upper chamber, where Jesus had the baptism, and it wasn't about abusing little children like the left-hand path, Greek left-hand path people say it is, and those demigods say it is, and they get on there and tell you that's what the script was about. No, it's a sacred language, Greek and Hebrew, so the story can literally be flipped, just like words can. And that's that is the downside of printed language as a spelling, as we spelling can be deceived by these things. So oral tradition and history, in the end, was the one that lasted, not languages. Not languages, okay? Not spell work, but the love of oral history is what preserved things before. So I am delving into history, into storylines right here, into talking about angels. We could just talk science, energy. That is in the Bible. All these branches of alchemy are in the Bible. The left-hand path story, the right-hand path story, all the political stories of how they use that script to control you ever, and how that is literally your own biology, the upper room. You know, but all these levels of alchemy have to be brought together in oneself, and you just need to say it's just the self. It's just that storyline. And when you do that, I'm sorry, I have to walk. When you do that, your third eye comes online, your highest potential comes in, you don't scream no more, you laugh, and it's the only way the monsters here are going to realize that they have worth, is by making us all laugh. And if they don't see that potential, we need to laugh for them. We need to love for them. We need to be that, because as we do, either they die from a lack of energy, or they learn to laugh, and they learn to love, and they learn to be whole in the Aquarian age, and that's going to happen. That's just it. And yeah, it takes focus to hold the highest currency for the good of all. And sometimes we fall, sometimes we crash, sometimes we lose our way. And when you do that as a teacher, which I'm not, as an energy that teaches, that shares these highest good thought forms, angelic thought forms from their mind, the chamber, upper room, we have to learn to go with the ebbs and flows of life and the falls, the hard falls we have to take to bring across a message. And that's just how it is. And I'm not glorifying that. It's just simply how it is until you learn these processes. So I want to tell people about these processes so they don't have to suffer like I did and have your life force extracted via screams, because that's what that movie is about. Suffering extraction till you harden those pearls, till those gates, those chakras are yours and only yours, and they're all pearls and they're hardened to the core. And then you literally harden to the core and you become a leader. And that takes a sharp, controlled mind in these crazy storylines that really aren't the truth and you can keep getting sucked into. So I dumped a lot of stuff and didn't hold back, because I'm not holding back anymore, because I don't care about these storylines anymore. Meaning that the souls will come up as they come up, and if not, they'll fall. And the currency will stay under my feet. And the words of God will stay upon my lips, because I believe in my center, all three of my centers, on this plane and this plane. Toroidal field is mine. That is God. That is how I communicate with the angels, with the thought forms, with the currencies, the currency, the energy. And nobody's going to be harvesting my life force and selling it to people. Because I can do this. Because now I'm going to freaking show you how to get away from all of them. And people were in the past killed for these things. And now it's getting hard to kill us. It's getting hard to kill the story. Because it's time for the storyline to change. It's so simple. Whether it's astrology or science, because we all come from Uranus, supposedly. And so whatever these storylines are, like I'm doing, you gotta laugh at them. Yes, I'm intense. Yes, I'm preachy, teachy, whatever Sheila intense leader storyline mode. But I'm not a victim anymore. And that's the point. That's the point. The point I want everyone to see, whether it's just staying in their heart space or they're in this and that and blah, 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 blah. What's the highest good for the energy of all here for the Aquarian age? I want to see. The one prophesied, foretold, so I'm here acting that act out as all of that. That's my message. Call me an angel, don't call me an angel. Call me a devil, don't call me a devil. If I need to escort you home, it's going to be dark out soon. And that's not this kind of choice. It's just bow into the storyline of the one that's out there, the one that's in the ethers, the one that exists, because we're functioning here, holding this space as gods, above, below, within, without, here in this room, the upper room with Jesus. Being the Jesus freaks, or the Isis freaks, or whatever you want to call the storylines all these people make up. The Ophanim, the Nephilim. Well, the Ophanim's going to laugh at the Nephilim from now on. And they better freaking get used to it. And if they don't like it, they better freaking change, because I ain't shutting my mouth. I'm going to slam. Body slam and slam hard. Whether that's poetic or it's getting up and tightening my bun. So, yes, I was under an attack. Yes, I survived. This is fun, and it's how I thrive. So I'm thankful for the strange, insane storylines of this age we're flipping into as the expression of God here and source on earth. There's those who don't want the seed. And I wanted to take the seed away from everything and start all over again. But who am I? Except for functioning right here, right now, as the highest good of all. That's what I am. The story doesn't end because matter is neither created nor destroyed, supposedly. So, unless that's a lie. I'm just here floating around in the storylines. So that's why I said, learn to cut all those storylines and archetypes off so they serve the living God in you, the seed, the soul, the angel, the highest thought form God put in within you, which is the Holy Ghost in the Christian Bible. All stories converging as one, all alchemy as one. That's love. And that's what I want to do here. Just going to be Switzerland and every single storyline. Thank you.